America faces a crisis. Our southern border is overrun. Hard-working Americans, devastated by natural disasters, are left to fend for themselves. This is not the America our founding fathers envisioned. This is not the America we pledged our allegiance to. The federal government, sworn to protect its citizens, has failed in its most basic duties. Our leaders in Washington seem more concerned with appeasing special interests and growing the federal bureaucracy than serving the American people. They pour billions into foreign aid and unconstitutional programs while our own citizens suffer. This is not compassion. This is not governance. How much has been wasted on Ukraine, on illegal immigrants? FEMA says it spent $640 million to house and feed illegals. A bus ticket from Chicago to the Mexico border is only about $100. That means you can deport all of the illegals and have money left over for hurricane relief. This is more than just dereliction of duty. This is the very definition of treason. A nation where the rule of law is ignored. A nation where the Constitution is treated as a relic of the past. This cannot stand. We, the American people, must demand better from our elected officials. We must demand accountability. We must demand action. The numbers don't lie. The federal government recently allocated $640 million towards housing and feeding illegal immigrants. Meanwhile, Americans across the Southeast struggle to rebuild their lives. Where is their $640 million? Where is the compassion for our own citizens? It's about putting America first, ensuring our tax dollars help those who have contributed to our society. Those in need are our neighbors, our friends, our families. They deserve our help, not those who have broken our laws. In the wake of tragedy, the federal government should be a beacon of hope, a helping hand to those in need. Instead, we see FEMA bogged down in bureaucracy, failing to deliver aid efficiently. Stories of supplies being seized, citizens turned away, and relief efforts hampered by red tape. Reports of FEMA overstepping its authority, encroaching on citizens' rights. Whispers of arrests for protecting property, aiding victims, and confiscations under dubious pretenses. FEMA derives its power from the consent of the governed. When it becomes oppressive, it's time to reassert our rights. We are citizens to be served, not subjects to be ruled. This is the reason we have the right to keep and bear arms. Section 4, the Second Amendment, our last line of defense. Our founding fathers, in their wisdom, enshrined the Second Amendment in our Constitution. They understood that the right to bear arms is not about hunting or sport shooting. It's about the ultimate protection against tyranny, the ability of the people to defend themselves when all other recourses have failed. This right is more important now than ever. When we see a government more concerned with disarming its citizens than protecting them, when we witness the erosion of our liberties, when we face threats both foreign and domestic, when illegal immigrants are more important than lawful citizens, we must be prepared to stand our ground. We must be prepared to defend ourselves, our families, and our freedom. The Second Amendment is not a relic of the past, it is a safeguard for our future. It is a bulwark against tyranny. It is a reminder that the true power in this country resides not in Washington, but in the hands of the American people. Section 5. Reforging the Republic, a return to constitutional principles. The path forward is clear. We must demand that our elected officials uphold their oath to the Constitution. We must reject the siren song of big government and embrace the principles of limited government, individual liberty, and fiscal responsibility. We must demand a secure border and an end to illegal immigration. We must insist that our government prioritize the needs of its own citizens. We must hold those in power accountable for their actions and their inaction. We must remind them that they work for us, not the other way around. The time for complacency is over. The future of our republic hangs in the balance. We must rediscover the spirit of 1776, the courage to stand up for what is right, the determination to fight for our freedoms. We, the American people, are the rightful masters of our own destiny. Section 6. As a warning to the government, we, the people, offer this. All we're asking is that the federal government start doing the job they are supposed to do and nothing else. Either do your constitutional duty or we, the people, will remove you from power. It has happened before. It will happen again. You have become what the founders warned about. You have become what the founders picked up arms against. You have become what the founders fought and won against. Since you didn't learn from history, you are doomed to repeat it. Come on, America. Have you seen enough yet? Does someone need to make you a list of all of the overreach and failures of the government? They are burning America to the ground just so they can rule over the ashes. This is a call to vigilance. We, the American people, are the rightful masters of our government. It is time to remind those in power of their place. They serve us, not the other way around. The time for complacency is over. The future of our republic hangs in the balance. Let us stand up, let us speak out, and let us reclaim the legacy of liberty that is our birthright. Section 6, a call to action, preserving liberty for our posterity. This is a call to action, a call to every American who cherishes liberty, who believes in the promise of America, who dreams of a brighter future for our children and grandchildren. We must raise our voices in unison and demand better from our elected officials. We must hold them accountable for their failures. Contact your representatives. Speak out at town halls. Make your voice heard. The future of our nation depends on it. Remember, the government is not the source of our rights. We are, and we will not surrender them without a fight. The time for action is now. Let us reclaim the legacy of liberty bequeathed to us by our founding fathers. Let us stand together as one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Let the fight for freedom ring out from sea to shining sea. This is the reason our founders included the Second Amendment. They understood that the right to bear arms was not merely about hunting or personal defense. It was about safeguarding our liberty against tyranny. Thomas Jefferson eloquently captured this sentiment when he said, "The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants." Jefferson's words remind us that the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. The Second Amendment serves as a powerful check on governmental overreach. It empowers the people to stand against any force that threatens their freedom and autonomy. In a world where the balance of power can so easily tip towards oppression, the Second Amendment remains a critical safeguard. It is a symbol of our enduring commitment to liberty, a reminder that the ultimate power rests with the people, not the government. As we reflect on these principles, let us remember the sacrifices made by those who came before us. Let us honor their legacy by remaining vigilant and ready to defend our freedoms. The tree of liberty must indeed be refreshed, and it is our duty to ensure that it continues to thrive for future generations. Stand firm, stay vigilant, and let the spirit of liberty guide us. Together, we can preserve the freedoms that define our nation and protect the rights that our founding fathers fought so hard to secure. Let us never forget that the power of the people is the true foundation of America. The fight for freedom is never over. It is a continuous journey, one that requires our unwavering dedication and resolve. Let us carry the torch of liberty forward, lighting the way for those who will follow in our footsteps. The Second Amendment is more than a right. It is a responsibility, a duty, a responsibility to protect, a duty to defend, a moral obligation to uphold the principles that make our nation great. Let us rise to this challenge. Stay frosty, friends. Keep your head down and your powder dry.